Okay, conditionals type 1 and 2. 1. Can you give me an example of a conditional? Like a sentence that is a condition, if you know.
Oh, I don't
So,
remember the conditional.
uh, what is a condition? I mean, ¿qué es una condición? Your opinion.
Maybe something that you must to do.
Hmm. Okay, something you must do. Or something you will do. Yes?
Yes,
Something is like
definitely.
something programmed for the future. But is it always for the future? No. But yes, imagine that you have a sentence and the sentence has a situation, right? But this situation is going to be condition. Esta situación va a estar condicionada. Okay? Sorry, condition. All right? Sorry, okay. For example, hey Juan, um, are you going to the party this weekend?
And no, I study all the week.
Okay, all right. But it's my
But
birthday.
if
It,
I
uh-huh.
if I went to party,
Uh-huh.
probably today I am ill
Okay.
about it.
Yes. The condition
This is a
means
conditional.
that. Yeah, the condition means the if.
Okay,
If is a,
okay.
yeah, if.
Okay.
You can say, I'm so sorry, Oscar. If I go to the party, I will fail my exam. I will not pass my test. Or, Oscar, let me see. Okay, Oscar, if I study a lot, I will go to your party, but only if I have the time to study for my
Okay.
exam. So you have a
Okay.
sentence that is conditioned. So the sentence is conditioned. So something happens if something else happens or not. So yes,
Okay.
basically in the sentence you have situation B. So let's say that situation A conditions situation B. Yeah, so that's what we're going to study today. And yes, we're going to
Okay.
study two sentences at the same time, okay? But we have conditionals
Okay.
type 1 and type 2. Let's start with conditional type 1, okay? So this is what we call the first conditional, or like a present real condition. It's something in the present that is conditioned. So we call this the first conditional. So it is just a condition, and yes, it looks like future, okay? So the present real conditional is used to talk about what does or will happen when a certain condition is true or not, okay? Something happens if something else happens. For example, if I
Okay.
study, I will go to the party. If I don't study, I will not go to the party, for example. So far, so good?
Okay. Yes, it's okay.
Okay, let's see the structure or the form of the condition. So we have two sentences. The first sentence is the condition, and the second is like a result clause. When we say clause, it's a sentence. Cláusula, oración is the same, okay? So we have the first and the
Okay.
second. So this is the condition, all right? And this is the
Okay.
structure. So we have in here, we have if plus the subject plus the verb in present simple plus the complement plus a comma. It means that this is going to have subject, will, the verb in the simple form, and the complement. Yeah. Juan, so are you going to my party? And you say, well, Oscar,
Um,
if I study for my exam, I go to your party. No, Oscar, I don't know. I don't know. If don't study for my exam, I will fail my test. No pasaré mi examen, for example. Okay.
okay,
So far, so good?
okay. Yes, it's okay.
Very good. For example, can you say this?
If we raise our prices,
Mhm.
sales will probably fall.
Yeah. So if we raise our prices, sales will probably fall. Okay. So there is like a result. The conditions, a result. So the result happens depending on the condition that we have here. Okay. Can you say the second one?
If you're not satisfied, we will refund your money.
Yeah, so if you're not satisfied, we will refund your money. Now, I have a question for you. So we have two sentences, right?
Yes.
The question is, which sentence is the main or the principal sentence? Which one?
Mm, maybe the result.
The result sentence is the principal sentence, which means that in this idea, only one verb is the most important verb. Fall is the verb. Raise is not the main verb in this example. Why? Because the sentence is introduced by a connector. And when a sentence is introduced by a connector, it is not the main sentence. If you say,
Okay.
I like English because it is important. I like English, it is important. Because is a connector introducing the second sentence. So the second sentence is not the main sentence. All right? Any questions so far? Excellent. Very good. Okay, let's
Okay.
continue here. Perfect. Okay, very good. So remember, this is present simple. This is future simple. Okay. Now, let's talk about the position. Juan, is it possible to switch the sentences? Is it possible to switch and say sales will probably fall if we raise our prices?
Yes.
Yeah, you can do it. Yeah, sure. I
Um,
mean, you
okay.
can start here. You can start here. Oscar, I will go to your party if I study before the exam because I will fail my test if I don't study before the exam. Yeah, you can do it. Okay, so let's see. Position of the clause. Pay attention. The result clause can be placed at the beginning of a sentence. In this case, there is no comma. So we don't put a comma. The comma is only when you start with if. For example, if it rains tomorrow, comma, we will stay home. So comma because we are starting with if. But we will stay home if it rains tomorrow. We don't use a comma here. It's not necessary. So the verb, this is the subject, and this is the complement of the sentence. This is the subject, this is the verb, This is the complement. This is periphery, es periferia, no es parte de la oración. Okay. All right. Or, for example, if you don't study, comma, you won't pass the test. You won't pass the test if you don't study. Questions so far?
Okay. No, it's okay.
Very good. Okay, let's do this exercise. Oh, well, I don't know if you want to take a picture of, I don't know if you want to take a picture of this or write very quickly the formula. So we're going to do some exercises, okay? Let me know when you're ready.
Yes, I'm ready.
Good. Okay, I'm going to give you some time to do this exercise, okay? Put the verb into the correct first conditional form. If you have any questions, let me know. Number one.
Okay. If I go out tonight, I will go to the cinema.
Yeah, very good. If I go out tonight, I will go to the cinema. Number two.
And if I get back late, I will be hungry.
Angry. All right. Yes. If
Angry.
you get back late, I will be angry. Number three.
And if we don't see each other tomorrow, we will see each other next week.
Very good. If we don't see each other tomorrow, we will see each other next week. Number four.
Um, if we come,
Sorry.
I will. If we come,
If.
oh, sorry. If he comes, I will be surprised.
Okay. If he. I will be surprised. Number five.
Oh. If we wait here, we will be late.
If we wait here, we will be late. Okay, number four. If he,
Okay.
sorry?
I hate this verb because I never can remember came, come.
No, it's
I
calm,
hate this.
but yes, but look at the formula. Look at the formula, look at the picture you took and see the formula. So see how you need to put the verb in this situation. In which tense do you have to put the verb? So you have the formula. It says if plus
Subject?
what? Do you have the formula?
Yes, I have here.
If plus
If plus subject plus verb
plus verb in the simple
plus
past plus verb
present simple.
in present simple. What is the subject in here? What is the subject?
He.
What happens in the present simple when you put a verb with he, she, and it?
Oh, yes. He comes.
So that's
Yes.
why you need to analyze before you do this. Because if this is an exam, oh, sorry. All right. If he
Yes.
comes, I will be surprised. Very good. Any questions about vocabulary here?
Oh, it's okay.
Very good. Okay, conditional type 2. This is what we call unreal. I mean, conditionals are very tricky, very, very weird.
What the meaning of tricky?
Tricky, engañosos, tricky. Yeah,
Okay.
so because here, I mean, at least here it's true. Yeah, something can happen, right? If I work, I will get money. Yes. I mean, there is a possibility that something happens. Here, no. This is imaginary. You imagine a situation that is not true, but you dream. You dream about the situation. Yeah. So the present unreal conditional is used to express a present or future condition. We call it unreal because it tells us what would happen or how things would be if the situation were different. Okay, so it's not real. Yeah. For
Okay.
example, Juan, if I were if I were in Uruguay, I would visit Tacuarembó. But number one, I am not in Uruguay. Number two, it's impossible to visit Tacuarembó. So it's unreal.
Okay.
It's not real. It's
Okay. Okay.
imaginary. It's imaginary. Oh, if I were an actor, I would be in Hollywood. Number one, I am not an actor. Number two, it's impossible to be in Hollywood. Okay. And if you
Okay.
listen, we have a specific structures that we're going to pay
Yes.
attention to.
You
So,
change the will
uh-huh,
to
yeah, yeah,
would.
yeah, very good. And what about the verb? What about the main verb?
Uh, the first uh, verb.
If I,
Uh,
if plus subject plus the verb, but the verb is in present
yes.
simple?
No. It's in in present progressive.
No.
Uh,
Let, let,
I don't remember your sentence,
yeah, for
and
example,
I say present progressive. I don't remember.
if I was an actor, I would be
Now in the past,
in the past progressive, past perfect, past simple.
past simple,
Yes, it is in simple past. Yeah,
simple past.
good. All right. Okay, very good. Excellent. So yes, we have two sentences, and these are the formulas. So here we have if plus the subject plus the verb in simple past plus the complement plus the comma. And here we use would plus the verb in the simple form. Okay. This is what in Spanish
Okay,
sería, iría, estaría, viajaría. It's not real. Okay. For example, can
okay.
you say this?
If you work so hard,
If you worked so hard, I think we're going to study this, yes, because we studied the simple past only with the verb to be. Now we're going to study, wait a second. Yes, we're going to, I think session number 3. Anyway, okay,
okay,
if you worked so hard, can you say this?
you would be rich.
Yes, but number one, you are not working hard. So it's impossible to be rich because it's unreal. It's like,
Okay,
si yo trabajara más, but I'm not working. But maybe you say, no, 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 no. I want to change my life. I am going to work. Okay. So maybe you change the situation. But so far, you are not working so hard. So you will not be rich. Can you say this?
if I had a car, I would visit you.
Yes, but do you have a car in this situation?
No.
You don't have a car, so it's impossible for you to visit me because this is unreal. It's just imaginary situations. This is like an excuse. Esto es como para excusas. Oscar, I I have a test this weekend. If I didn't, if I didn't have a test, I would visit you. Si yo no tuviera el examen, yo te visitaría. But I am not going to visit you because this is an excuse. Okay. I mean, it's a good excuse because it's true. I have an exam. I cannot go. Okay.
Okay,
Any
okay.
questions so far? No?
No, it's
Very
okay.
good. Excellent. Oh, sorry. Take a picture, please.
Okay. Wait. Okay, I'm ready.
All right. Okay. So here, okay, if you don't know how to conjugate the verb in the simple past, you can ask me, okay? Analyze this very
Okay.
carefully, and if you have any questions, let me know. Number one.
Um, if we won the lottery, we would travel the world.
Yeah, we would travel the world. Sorry, it should be we would travel around the world. Okay, very good. If we won the lottery, we would travel around the world. Number two.
If you had a better job, we would be able to buy a new car.
Very good. If you had a better job, we would be. Excellent. Number three.
If I speak perfect English,
No, that's not the conjugation.
no,
How do you say
spoke,
speak? Sorry?
spoke.
Spoke. Very good.
Okay. If I spoke perfect English, I would have a good job.
Very good. If I spoke perfect English, I would have. Number four.
Um, if we lived in Mexico, I would speak Spanish.
If we like this, if we live
Lived?
like this,
Yes,
okay, good. If we lived in Mexico, I would speak
I would
Spanish.
speak Spanish.
Number five.
If she passed the exam, she would be able to enter university.
If she passed, very good. Like this,
Yes,
yeah. If she passed the exam, she would be able to enter the university. So in number one, I mean, it's just imagination. It's difficult to win the lottery. Number two, you don't
yes.
have a good job. Number three, you don't speak English perfectly. Number four, you don't live in Mexico. And number five, I mean, sometimes you see that some possibilities are more probable. En algunos ejemplos, las posibilidades son mayores de que pasen. En las otras son más difíciles. Okay, so in number one and number five, yeah, maybe. I mean, you can win the lottery or you can pass the test, for example. But in number two, three, four, it's difficult because it's not happening. You know, it's like, si tú las
Okay.
ves, la uno y la
If
cinco pueden pasar, pero la dos, tres y cuatro no hay nada.
if I passed the okay, if I passed the last exam, I would have holidays in August. It's okay.
Yeah, if I passed the last exam, I would have holidays in August, for example. If I didn't pass the exam, I wouldn't have holidays in August. And it's true. I mean, for the negation, this is would not travel, would not, or wouldn't if you contract. And for
Okay.
will not, or won't, for example. Any questions so far?
No, it's okay.
Very good. Excellent. Okay, let's do this exercise. You need to see if you use conditional one or conditional to. Okay. For example, underline the
Okay.
verb that best completes each sentence. If we take the early train, we will be in Paris by noon. If we took the 11 o'clock train, we would be in Paris by 5. It's very simple. I select will because the verb is in present simple. I select took because I have word. You see?
Okay.
I'm going to give you some time. Try to select the correct option. You will have two options, but only one
Okay.
is correct. If you have any questions, let me know. Okay, so in number one, is it offer or offered?
Offer.
Okay, you say offer. In number two, want or wouldn't?
Want.
Number three, go, went.
Went.
Number four, will, would.
Will.
Number five, fly, flew.
Fly.
Number six, will, would.
Would.
Okay, let's see. Number one, do you think Mr. Taylor will accept the job if they offer it to him? So why? Why do you select offer?
Because it will accept.
Very good. Conditional type number one.
Good. Yes.
Number two, won't my insurance rates go up if I had a car accident? Why won't?
Ah, no, it wouldn't.
Oh, ya es tarde. All
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Okay.
I see the verb go up and I
No, because no, porque
I
ella es la misma oración. Aquí no se parte, ¿ok? Esto es lo primero. Esto es lo que determina que deberías usar aquí. Pero como aquí es al revés, lo que determine que debe... No, porque recuerda que con ambas el verbo queda en su forma simple. Con el will o con el would, el go queda en su forma simple. Entonces no determina nada, ¿ok? So
okay.
here we have had, sorry, we
Had.
have we accept. So here we have had, so this is the correct John wouldn't. Okay.
Yes.
Number three, if I went to Australia, I would want to stay at least 3 weeks. Why went?
Because the second sentence had would.
Excellent. Would want. Number four, Ed will make a fortune if his invention is as practical as he says it is. Why will?
Because you don't have would.
Well, yeah, but
You don't have a past verb in the past.
¿y cuál es ese verbo?
Is.
Very good. Yes, because you have is, which is present simple. Very good. Number five, if we fly into off-season, will the rates be lower? Why fly?
Because you have will.
Excellent.
If you have the past, or if you have would,
It would
it's
be full.
flew.
If payment isn't made by September 1st, we would turn the matter over to a collection agency. Why would?
Because you have made. It's in the past.
Sorry?
Made is the past,
Mm.
or the
Okay, it's
is the
interesting.
verb.
Okay, that's a nice observation because this is passive voice in the present, voz pasiva en el presente. So what is that? Okay, that's another
Okay.
topic, but it's in the present. Isn't, no wasn't.
Okay.
Wasn't made, no, isn't made. Yeah, so it's still in
Okay.
present. Yeah, so the correct option
It's will.
is will.
Okay.
So far, so good?
Yes.
Any questions about
So
vocabulary here?
No, it's okay.
Excellent. So is it clear how to use conditional type 1 and conditional type 2?
Yes,
And
yes, I think.
in real life, remember, conditional type 2 is just for excuses. Not excuses, but it's just for imagination. Imagination.
Okay.
And conditional type 1 is like future. It's like will plus a condition, for example.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Don't forget, practice makes perfect.